Hello there lads and ladies, it is Petrifying Pumpkins here, back again with some more Firewall 0 hour goodness for all you dirty little Firewall sluts. Today's video is a brand new analysis video because we got some brand new off-screen gameplay from E3 thanks to the YouTuber who goes by the name of Tyriel Wood. I might be saying that wrong. And I found this on r/PSVR, the official PSVR subreddit. Actually, you haven't said that. It might not be official. I don't know. It's the main one. Anyway, so this new gameplay comes from Tyriel. I'm going to go with Tyriel. It actually shows off a lot of juicy details that we did not know before. We get to see the pre-match lobby area, the loadout selection screen. We get to see the full list of operators, and we learn a couple of the identities and nationalities of some of them. We even learned some unique character skills. Plus, we get to see a new map in action, and I have to say it's probably my favorite map so far, just based on the looks of it. Anyway, so it's quite a nice dump of information. So grab your aim controller firmly along the shaft, because it's about to get wicked moist in here. So, the very first thing to notice in Tyriel's video here, he's got a little compilation intro sequence, and we get a quick glimpse at the control layouts for the aim controller. So we can see on this sheet, now the sheet is partially concealed by a PSVR headset, so we don't get to see everything, but we do get to see a lot. So we see that if you click the front stick, aka L3, you can sprint. The D-pad seems to be dedicated to these rails, so it's like top rail, bottom rail, left and right rails. So what are rails? I'm fairly sure rails are the part of the gun where attachments, well, where they attach. So depending on what you have equipped on your weapon, you'll be using the D-pad to activate it. This surely includes stuff like laser sights and flashlights. The D-pad also seems to control the dead cam scroll feature. So when you're alive, you'll be using the D-pad to toggle weapon attachments, and when you're dead, you'll be using it to cycle through different camera positions to help your team out. We can also see the square button here is to reload your weapon. However, we do not get to see what triangle, circle, and X do. However, we can figure these out ourselves thanks to some deductive reasoning. We often see X floating above in-game objects, so it's pretty obvious that X is the button that's dedicated to interacting with different objects. We know the game allows you to crouch with the press of a button, so there's a good chance that that is mapped to circle, and then triangle will likely be to swap between your primary weapon and your sidearm. We can partially see that the R1 button cycles through something, though I'm not too sure what. I think in the last gameplay demo we saw the player drop a supply bag or something like that on the table for him and his teammates to use. Perhaps the R1 button cycles through support items or something like that. If you can see what it is, let us know in the comments below. Finally, we see that L1 is for throwing or placing your non-lethal grenades. Meanwhile, L2 is for throwing or placing your lethals. Moving on. The next thing we see is the loadout screen / lobby area that occurs before the match. They appear to be in the shoot house map, though I'm not sure if that's always going to be the case for lobbies, or if the lobby will just take place on whatever map you're currently playing on. Anyway, that's not too important. What is important is that we see the loadout screen for the first time. Here you can see not only your own character, but your teammates too. It seems you can see what they are equipping too, judging by what appears on their bodies and whatnot. This looks like it'll be a good place to plan your strats and decide on weapons and equipments that complement your teammates, if you feel like it, of course. We see here that there are 3 preset loadouts: Assault, CQB, which probably stands for Close Quarters Battle, and Support, as well as 2 custom loadout slots. Now, those 3 may have just been created for that E3 demo and may not be in the final game, but it is nice to see that there are custom loadout slots. We see the Assault loadout has a Kruger assault rifle, as well as a handgun that I can't make out the name of. Both of these weapons have attachments available below them, and below that we can see the lethal and non-lethal selection. Finally, at the bottom we can see the cosmetic selection. In the CQB loadouts we can see a Toro shotgun as well as another handgun, and after googling both the Toro and the Kruger, I think these may be fictional weapons we're talking about here, though feel free to correct me, I'm not exactly a gun nut. In the support loadout we see something called, I think it says either 2S or maybe ZS. It's a submachine gun that looks like it's based off the MP5 submachine gun to me. There's also the same handgun as from the assault class. Now, the next screen is very revealing as we see the full list of the 12 contractors we'll be playing as in Firewall, and straight away we see a new name. The currently selected character is a USA dude called Texas, and we can see a small bit of info about him if we squint. We can see that his primary skill is called Bullet Spun and allows him to take less damage from bullet damage. So he may be considered a tank type character. He has a secondary skill, however it appears to be locked right now. Next we see the player highlights another contractor. This time a Chinese dude by the name of Feng, or maybe Fang, it's hard to tell. We don't get to see any further details on this character though, because the player is only highlighting the character instead of actually selecting them. Selecting them seems to bring up the full list of details about them. We can also see here another USA contractor named Diaz. I believe I can see another contractor named Tarek or Tariq, and he seems to be Syrian, I think. The next contractor is one where I have difficulty making out the name, but it appears to be a female operator from Afghanistan, and by the way I'm pretty sure that's the Australian Skip to the right of her. We then briefly see the player hover over the African dude in the top left, but I can't make out either his name nor his nationality. Maybe you guys can see better than me. Finally, the player lands on a Russian guy called Red. He actually selects this character called Red, and we learn that Red's unique skill is called Bang Bang. It allows him to carry an extra frag grenade. Then the match begins in this new map, which appears to be a fairly modern looking office building, much more open than the shoot house map and more colorful also. So it's nice to see the map variety here. We also see this big blue grid appear briefly, which I believe is called a chaperone system or something like that. It's the thing that allows you to know whether or not you're going out of view of the camera and will help keep you facing the right way. Very useful thing to have. We see someone pop a smoke grenade here during a firefight, and that is some nice looking smoke effects, I think. We then see the player toss a grenade of his own, and we get a good look at just how far you can expect to be able to toss a grenade, judging by the shape and the distance of this white throwing arc. We see him quickly toss another grenade again, and then he scores an elimination kill, which awards him experience points. It seems you don't get XP for downs, only eliminations. We see that the whole team moves together as a unit and appears to be using communication with each other. They win the round by killing all the attackers, and all 4 of them remain alive. So, job well done by these guys. Just on the wall here we see a logo that reads Social Makers. Now this makes me think that this office building is like a social media office, maybe a fictional version of like a Facebook or a Google HQ, which would explain the modern look. The next round sees them playing on the attacking team as they search for an access point to locate the enemy laptop. This map just looks so good to me, by the way. I mean, you can really see why this has been called a AAA VR first person shooter. The maps don't seem that small either, considering it's just 4v4. Quite a lot of verticality in this map in particular, I think. We see a fairly intense encounter here in this hallway as nearly the whole team toss grenades at the enemy team. The whole thing just seems very cool. The communication, the kind of hide and go seek nature of it, and I can imagine it being super intense and fun when you're actually in there playing it yourself. This part here is where we see the player's gun start to jitter. Now it's hard to say what caused this, if something got in the way of the camera, or he went out of view, or if another light source interfered, I don't know. Hopefully it's something that we can avoid ourselves by correctly setting things up, because if I'm shooting and then my gun just starts freaking out on me, that would kind of ruin the fun, I think, but I think it's kind of a minor thing. Here we finally see an access point getting hacked by the attackers, and this seems to reveal a blue blip on the map, which must be the laptop. Interestingly, we see a dead body here kind of collapsing again or something. It may be a ragdoll glitch, or maybe a teammate is shooting with a dead body or something, I don't know. Player successfully makes his way to the laptop and hacks it, and it's mission success for the attacking team. And that's pretty much the end of the video. I don't know what you guys thought, but that looked super good to me. I think it looked even better than the official shoot house demo they brought to E3. The map was really cool. I just can't wait to run around that in VR. This video really highlighted too how well a team can do with good communication. They were always talking to each other, and it really paid off. The shooting looked fun, the encounters looked tense, the little tracking issue is hopefully something that won't be a big one. I did only notice it once in this video anyway, so it wasn't too bad. I like the loadout screen, the character collection screen, and the way you can see your team and communicate there, make your plans and whatnot. And yeah, the more I see of this game, the more I want it. I cannot wait to get my hands on it and stream it here on this channel and play with you guys too, hopefully. Maybe even do tournaments or something like that. That could be a lot of fun. So anyway, that's it for this video, lads and ladies. A big thanks to Tyriel Wood for letting me use his footage of this gameplay here and analyze this. So I'm going to have his channel linked in the description. He does lots of viewer stuff, so it's definitely worth checking him out. And if you guys like this video, then please help me out by doing the usual shite, and I will see you guys in the next one. Please stay moist. Bye bye.